Why hello there, this is B.O.X Productions, and welcome to another episode of Path of Exile. In our last episode, we took a second go-round inside the decaying husk of the beast, then promptly gave him thaumaturgical herpes. After that, we helped the so-called godless three bond together in ways they probably never thought possible. We're helping. Well, it feels kinda weird to say this, but we're getting close to the end of the game. It feels like this playthrough has been going on for years. But it's only been, 1 year. A singular year. A lot of people can make it through all the acts in this game within a few hours. Whatever. Just think of it as very delayed gratification instead of a whole lot of procrastination. Yeah, that'll work. Well, this place seems to be a little bit less on fire since the last time we visited. Good for you, Mr. Building. Good for you. Well, it's nice to see that the town square is as lively as ever. All things considering. Because, all the dead bodies around and everything. Apparently they don't have any rituals involving, cleaning up after yourself. It seems that cleanliness is next to godliness isn't really preached that much in this whole Kitava death cult thing, huh? Though I guess to be fair, this isn't really that much worse than your average metropolitan area. At least we haven't seen anybody dropping a deuce in the middle of the road or anything. They're mainly just, laying in the road dead. Which is kind of my fault, I guess. I can't hold that against them. I mean, I can and I will, but I shouldn't. Man, those Arby's commercials are getting pretty hardcore now. At first they were all like, oh hey, you got a roast beef sandwich? Throw some bacon on it. Now, check this thing out. They ain't messing around. They want you to buy their stuff. Or die. One, two. I don't think dude needs a love potion or anything. He's like a ghost, wraith, apparition thingy. He could just go to any Peter Murphy concert and have his pick of the litter. I don't know if that's the proper phrasing for it, but you know what I mean. We'll need to be sure to check the expiration date out before we give it to him. I remember what happened the last time we gave a dude a drink. That packaging screams love potion to me.
A leader cannot simply stride forward into the future and expect his people to be able to follow. A leader must look over his shoulder so that he can witness and understand the consequences of the path he has chosen, to ensure that his people are still with him, to ensure that he has not become lost.
And I do believe this is the final trial we'll have to go through, as far as the trials and acts are concerned. Which is fine, not gonna lie, I ain't gonna miss bootleg Kevin from Home Alone trying to get all in my business here. I'm surprised we didn't have to go through the harrowing trial of stepping over glass Christmas decorations in your bare feet.
Ya found it! Bless your boots, Exile! Me lady problems will be over at last. Let's give it a go then. I feel nothing. Blast it all to the ocean depths! Ruined! Oh, them years sitting around in that damned ossuary, the love's magic fizzled right out of the damn thing. Ah, well, can't blame a man for trying. Anyway, here's a little something for your effort.
Look man, my 3rd grade education does not appreciate you using such big words as reliquary and ossuary. Just call them the bone drawer and crazy grandma's storage locker, just like everybody else. I wonder if all these guys here are protecting the place, or they're just trying to loot it, and they're mad at me for getting all up in their turf. People around here sure do make maps out of weird objects, huh?
Exile, you're a giant among men. You got no idea how long I have yearned to have this beauty once more in my hands. The teardrop is surprisingly still in pretty good condition. Not too typical of the baubles them Templars like to steal. We'll stick around a while longer, but once things settle down, my grandfather and I will be setting sail with Sir Arthur firm in our sights.
So since you guys are still stuck in prison, even with the whole Kitava Geddon thing going on, Does that mean all y'all are lucky to not be out there, or does that mean all y'all are so mean that even those other crazy guys don't want to have anything to do with you? Or maybe y'all just don't taste good. I don't know. Oh hey, this is where we did the whole Terminator teleporting thing. We really left an impression here, didn't we? Oh, wait a minute. So you're telling me that the evil scientist lady turned out to be evil? I have never felt this level of betrayal before. Never. I imagine it's kind of hard to run around without tripping all over all these bodies. I guess that's why she's flying. That's not fair. Well, two can cheat at that game. That's what I'm talking about.
You return from your hunt triumphant. Then Violenta is dead. I wish I could say that a celebration is in order, but in our current existence, I've had all I can stomach of banquets and feasts. Here.
Nope, nobody home. Well, unsurprisingly, this place is still a mess. I wonder if we'll find the area where they record Ray-class version of those small claims court shows. You know, like Judge Judy, Judge Joe Brown, Judge Alex. I wonder who Ray-class has. I bet every other episode involves virtue gems and implants going horribly wrong. They're all like, I have been turned into a horrible monster. Give me $500 in damages. Small claims court. wow, a divine orb. Those are pretty rare. I ain't exactly seen one of those yet. That's pretty cool. Oh man, we're making bank in this place, son. We're getting lucky with the drops here. Doesn't look too desecrated. A few blood splatters here and there, but it doesn't look too bad. It actually looks in pretty good shape compared to, well, everywhere else. Maybe they had a bake sale or two to help pay for repairs and maintenance. Which, knowing what I know about what's going on here, that's actually quite horrible. That dude must have had a lot of free time. I don't know, man. This new guy ain't really doing it for me. He doesn't really put the fear of God in anybody like the last guy that occupied this place. I mean, yeah, he's got the staff and lasers and moving statues that do stuff, but it feels very bootleggy to me. I mean, I guess you could say he's keeping the spirit alive and all, but he ain't even really doing that. That's what Bannon's doing. Which is weird. Yoink.
I fear I have not been entirely honest with you, my friend. While it is true that this staff can forge a path for us through Kitava's horns, it has the ability to revitalize innocence into waking fully. And that is where the staff's true power resides. In this act, I will become his host in the fullest sense. And together, he and his brother Sin will be able to ally with you against the forces of darkness. I bid you farewell, Exile, for where my spirit is set to travel, there is no return. Win this battle. Defeat Kitava. Free our people.
brother! You have seen better days, I am sure, but for now you must rouse yourself. We have work to do. If ever you wish to make right the wrongs of your past, help me now. As once I asked you in the early days of mankind. Do this for me, and I shall consider our quarrel to be at its end.
Go. Do battle, anointed exile. Though my brother and I will aid you, I sense the universe conspires for you to be the savior of our world on this day.
Bannon was a man whom I greatly admired, possibly even loved. My heart is grieved to see him depart from us and journey to the home of Hinekora. Yet, he sacrificed himself so that we might live, and stood true to his convictions. This god, this born-again innocence, fills me with unease. Though he appears repentant of his past transgressions, I do not believe he should be forgiven, nor that he should tread this earth any longer than is required.
Well, okay then. I guess that'll do it for this episode of Path of Exile, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like and comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. It really helps me out. It's looking like we may be going toe to toe against Kitava very soon. Will the next episode be the finale? I guess we're gonna find out. This has been B.O.X Productions, and I'll see you next time.
Best I can. While they had me trapped, I heard those cultists' mad gibberings. Their words were akin to that of the Ray-classed cannibals. Nonsensical sentences, accompanied by the most unsettling of cackles. I fear that they have indulged too deeply into Kitava's famed habit, and caught the laughing plague that so often accompanies men and women who choose to engage in the consumption of human flesh. As I'm sure you've noticed, that damnable god Kitava no longer resides on the rooftops, as last you were here. No. The monster has acclimatized himself to Theopolis. He has set up quite the banqueting table for himself. It appears he believes he has a lot of consumption to catch up on. Best I can tell, his new residence lies through the ravaged Oriath Square, and past the canals, now the feeding troughs. Heed my warning, friend. Tread lightly through that area, for those cultists are out and about once more, actively seeking food for Kitava to devour. I wouldn't blame you for being curious about the god now dwelling within me. In truth, I'm honored to have been chosen to be Innocence's vessel. You may hear this and think I sound like a pious Templar fool. But it is hard to remain an unbeliever when the gods walk around you, and indeed one sleeps inside you. No need to fear, however. Our poor purity god surely regrets the actions of his past. I can't see him, but I can feel his spirit, wounded and cowering somewhere inside me. At night I hear him whimpering over his wounds. I must say you hurt him good. But as much as I feel his pain, I also feel a budding newness in his heart. He is growing again, and relearning the compassion for humanity that he had long since lost. The Chamber of Innocence is exactly where you left it, though cultists and vandals may have had their way with it since last you visited. Innocence himself no longer cares for the place. In fact, I feel a pained revulsion for it, hence why I cannot go myself. But I'm certain you are more than capable of forging a path through that broken temple once again. Back when the cultists took control of the city, the very ground itself shook, as if pained by some dark abomination. The gnarled horns of Kitava erupted from the earth like spiraling pillars of corruption. weaving together a barrier impeding travelers from moving through the city.
Every cell-dwelling lad or lass knows of Sir Arthur. They call it a city, but it was more of a slaughterhouse than anything else. Old Salty himself ruled over the place, treating its citizens as morsels from his own personal pantry. Those who weren't devoured outright were picked to try continue his family line. They became fishwives like that pretty young Nessa near ended up being. Well, the Brine King, as you know, was forced into a slumber beneath the ocean, and the city was said to have joined him there as well. A few folk managed to flee from the collapsing coral shards, start new lives for themselves, but I'll be reckoning they left all their valuables behind. Were a long time ago now, but them privateers took the teardrop, threw it in the reliquary, then took yours truly and threw me in those goddamn slave pens. Far as I can tell, they never did work out what the teardrop were for. Lucky me, I suppose. It was tough, but with the help of a few other undesirables, I managed to find me way out of them pens and into the reliquary. Made an attempt to burgle back what was burgled from me. Boy, did we sure underestimate the size of them guards the Templars had on the place. Only I managed to escape unscathed. My accomplices weren't to be so lucky. They ended up in Ray-classed, much like yourself. Fact, I believe you may have crossed paths. Creighton? Elira? Oak? Oh, Bannon, I'd stake my bets on being a mighty fine demon in the sack. Can't go wrong with a man in uniform. Only now, he's gone and transformed into that pesky god of light. I gotta believe that the man is still in there somewhere, but finding my way into his bedsheets at this stage is proving more difficult than I first thought. Don't seem to be anything that'll budge him from wherever he's hiding. Not even an enrapturing roll in the hay with this future pirate queen. Seems to me that by letting old innocence take him over completely, it's like a leech sucking the life right out of him. He's gonna lose out on all them lusty joys of this world, and that ain't something I'd ever think fondly about.